I'm Jeremy. Today's day 364 of reading Taking Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Let's get started. Yeah, so basically we're kind of skipping a lot of days, and mainly because I kind of have to. My mom was in China, she couldn't post, so yeah, she'll send the rest a later date. So far we are on page 106. Wait, is it? Yeah. Snake skin, a number of tarnished silver boxes inscribed with languages Harry could not understand, and, least pleasant of all, an ornate crystal bottle with a large opal set in the stopper, full of what Harry was quite sure was blood. The clanging doorbell rang again. Everyone looked at Mrs. Weasley. "Stay here," she said firmly, snatching up the bag of rats as Mrs. Black's screeches started up again from down below. "I'll bring up some sandwiches." She left the room, closing the door carefully behind her. At once, everyone dashed over to the window to look down into the doorstep. They could see the top of an unkempt gingery head and a stack of precariously balanced cauldrons. "Mundungus," said Hermione. What's he brought all those cauldrons for?" "Probably looking for a safe place to keep them," said Harry. "Isn't that what he was doing the night he was supposed to be tailing me, picking up dodgy cauldrons?" "Yeah, you're right," said Fred. As the front door opened, Mundungus heaved his cauldrons through it and disappeared from view. "Blimey, Mum won't like that." He and George crossed to the door and stood beside it, listening closely. Mrs. Black's screaming had stopped again. "Mundungus is talking to Cyrus and Kingsley," Fred muttered, frowning with concentration. "Can't hear properly. Do you reckon we can risk the extendable ears?" "Might be worth it," said George. "I could sneak upstairs and get a pair." But at that precise moment, there was an explosion of sound from downstairs that rendered extendable ears quite unnecessary. All of them could hear exactly what Mrs. Weasley was shouting at the top of her white voice. "We are not running a hideout for stolen goods." "I love hearing Mum shouting at someone else," said Fred with a satisfied smile on his face as he opened the door an inch or so to allow Mrs. Weasley's voice to permeate the room better. "It makes such a nice change." "Completely irresponsible, as if we haven't got enough to worry about without you dragging stolen cauldrons into the house." "The idiots are letting her get into her stride," said George, shaking his head. "You've got to head her off early. Otherwise, she builds up a head of steam and goes on for hours. And she's been dying to have a go at Mundungus ever since he sneaked off when he was supposed to be following you, Harry. And there goes Cyrus's mum again." Mrs. Weasley's voice was lost amid fresh shrieks and screams from the portraits in the hall. George made to shut the door to drown the noise, but before he could do so, a house elf edged into the room. Except for the filthy rag tied like a loincloth around its middle, it was completely naked. It looked very old. Its skin seemed to be several times too big for it, and though it was bald like all house elves, there was a quantity of white hair growing out of its large, bat-like ears. Its eyes were bloodshot and watery gray, and its fleshy nose was large and rather snout-like. The elf took absolutely no notice of Harry and the rest, acting as though it could not see them. It shuffled hunchbacks, slowly and doggedly toward the far end of the room, muttering under its breath all the while in a hoarse, deep voice like a bullfrog's. "Smells like a drain and a criminal to boot, but she's no better. Nasty old blood traitor with her brats messing up my mistress's house. Oh, my poor mistress, if she knew the scum they've let into her house. What would she say to old creature? Oh, the shame of it. Mudbloods and werewolves and traitors and thieves. Poor old creature, what can he do?" "Hello, creature," said Fred very loudly, closing the door with a snap. The house elf froze in his tracks, stopped muttering, and then gave a very pronounced and very unconvincing start of surprise. "Creature did not see young master," he said, turning around and bowing to Fred. Still facing the carpet, he added, perfectly audibly, "Nasty little brat of a blood traitor it is." "Sorry," said George. "Didn't catch that last bit." Creature said nothing, said the elf, with a second bow to George, adding in a clear undertone, and there's its twin. Unnatural little beasts they are. Harry didn't know whether to laugh or not. The elf straightened up, eyeing them all very malevolently, and apparently convinced that they could not hear him as he continued to mutter. And there's the mudblood, standing there bold as brass. Oh, if my mistress knew, oh, how she'd cry. And there's a new boy. Creature doesn't know his name. What is he doing here? Creature doesn't know. This is Harry, Creature, said Hermione tentatively. Harry Potter. Creature's pale eyes widened, and he muttered faster and more furiously than ever. The mudblood is talking to Creature as though she is my friend. If Creature's mistress saw him in such company, oh, what would she say? Don't call her a mudblood, said Ron and Ginny together, very angrily. It doesn't matter, Hermione whispered. He's not in his right mind. He doesn't know what he's... Don't kid yourself, Hermione. He knows exactly what he's saying, said Fred, eyeing Creature with great dislike. Creature was still muttering, his eyes on Harry. Is it true? Is it Harry Potter? Creature can see the scar. It must be true. That's that boy who stopped the Dark Lord. Creature wonders how he did it. Don't we all, Creature? Said Fred. What do you want anyway? George asked. Creature's huge eyes darted on to George. Creature is cleaning, he said evasively. A likely story, said a voice from behind Harry. Cyrus had come back. He was glaring at the house elf from the doorway. The noise in the hall had abated. Perhaps Mrs. Weasley and Mundungus had moved their arguments down into the kitchen. At the sight of Cyrus, Creature flung himself into a ridiculously low bow that flattened his snout-like nose on the floor. Stand up straight, said Cyrus impatiently. Now what are you up to? Creature is cleaning, the elf repeated. Creature lives to serve the noble House of Black. And it's getting blacker every day. It's filthy, said Cyrus. Master always liked his little jokes, said Creature, bowing again. And continuing in an undertone, Master was a nasty, ungrateful swine who broke his mother's heart. My mother didn't have a heart, Creature, Cyrus snapped. She kept herself alive out of pure spite. Creature bowed again and said, Whatever Master says, then muttered furiously, Master's not fit to wipe slime from his mother's boots. Oh, my poor mistress, what would she say if she saw Creature serving him? How she hated him. What a disappointment he was. I asked you what you were up to, said Cyrus coldly. Every time you show up pretending to be cleaning, you sneak something off to your room so we can't throw it out. Creature would never move anything from its proper place in Master's house, said the elf, now muttering very fast. Mistress would never forgive Creature if the tapestry was thrown out. 7 centuries it's been in the family. Creature must save it. Creature will not let Master and the blood traders and the brats destroy it. I thought it might be that, said Cyrus, casting a disdainful look at the opposite wall. She'll have put another permanent sticking charm on the back of it, I don't doubt, but if I can get rid of it, I certainly will. Now go away, Creature. It seemed that Creature did not dare disobey a direct order. Nevertheless, the look he gave Cyrus as he shuffled out past him was redolent of deepest loathing, and he muttered all the way out of the room. Come back from Azkaban, ordering Creature around. Oh, my poor mistress, what would she say if she saw the house now? Scum living in it. Her treasures thrown out. She swore he was no son of hers, and he's back. They say he's a murderer, too. Keep muttering, and I will be a murderer, said Cyrus irritably as he slammed the door shut on the elf. Cyrus, he's not right in the head, said Hermione pleadingly. I don't think he realizes we can hear him. He's been alone too long, said Cyrus, taking mad orders from my mother's portrait and talking to himself. But he was always a foul little... If you just set him free, said Hermione hopefully. Maybe we can't set him free. He knows too much about the Order, said Cyrus curtly. And anyway, the shock would kill him. You suggested to him that he leaves the house and see how he takes it. Cyrus walked across a room where the tapestry Creature had been trying to protect hung the length of the wall. Harry and the others followed. Thank you, everyone. That's all for today. Bye. See you tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to read page 111. My mom will post the rest of the videos later. Thank you, everyone. Peace out.